military attributed to the ongoing transformation of the armed and security services has been continuing until recently. Top military officers recently gathered at the Joint Officers' Mess for the decoration of 68 promoted commissioned officers. Modulamin Sisa was there and reports the need for professionalism and unconditional loyalty to the head of state and country was clearly spelled out.
Republic 5407 Alhaji Sise.
68 of these men and women in uniform Wednesday had their hard work rewarded with ranks ranging from officer cadets to captain. It took them different lengths of time to merit their new ranks, but notwithstanding the variation, the day for them to celebrate and rededicate themselves to the ethics of the military profession had finally come.
Hereby swear on the holy ground that I shall always work towards the maintenance of high standard of unity,
The oaths of office, trust, secrecy and allegiance to which they all swore will now form the core of their new responsibilities. The 68 promoted soldiers consist of 12 officer cadets, 19 second lieutenants, 34 full lieutenants and 3 captains. Promotions in the army, it has always been said, is not based on seniority but merit. This has been clearly manifested at the ceremony. Among the big risers is a soldier who moved from private to lieutenant. Top officers from both the armed forces and sister security services were on hand to deliver messages of wisdom. Most of such messages were on the need for absolute loyalty, professionalism and respect for the sacred oaths.
The Gambia Armed Forces, under the leadership of Lieutenant General Masane Kinte, is moving professionally. And it is our collective responsibility, wherever we are, wherever we find ourselves, to be a team player. Not only a team player, but an effective team player.
Absolute undiluted loyalty to our President and Commander-in-Chief of the Gambia Armed Forces. As officers, we have all sworn some oaths. I believe there are 6 in number, and these are definitely the guiding principles.
Leadership, especially in the field, and the sensitivity that surrounds decisions made by junior officers were favorite talking points for both the CDS and his deputy.
Whilst out there with the men, they should see you as their leader, who is very fair to them. Treat all equal.
decisions what you will make with your platoons deployed outside, with your company given a responsibility to perform within the battalion setup, within the support services, they will have far-reaching implications. Some of the implications will be felt at the highest level of authority in this country. And that is why effective leadership at the junior level is critical.
Invited officials from the police and immigration delivered similar messages. The promoted officers should live up to expectation. The presence of the police and immigration at the ceremony forms part of efforts to strengthen inter-security relations. This is so because security, as has been recently described, is one composite whole. For the promoted officers, the confidence reposed in them should not be lost. It is another move in the transformation process of the armed forces. The need for that is clear. For if the army is to preserve the country's sovereignty by defending its territorial integrity, it has to be well trained, loyal and professional. Modula Minsisa, Grts News.
Well, artists specializing in different genres on Friday showcased their works at the residence of the U.S. Ambassador to the Gambia. The exhibition, organized by Ambassador Pamela N. White, is among a host of efforts seeking to give exposure to work of arts produced by Gambians. Aji Amisisi has more. Well, before...
It's nice to have a reference point, and this will provide the reference. As this will become more confident, there'll be less need for the handbook. But while we're in the new stage and trying this out in the hope that it will improve school performance across the country, then this is very necessary.
A training manual has also been developed for these actors in the implementation of the initiative.
Well, we apologize for that, and before we take our break, we have an announcement from the IEC. The Independent Electoral Commission will conduct National Assembly elections on Thursday, the 29th of March 2012, in accordance with Section 96, subsection 1 of the Constitution of the Republic of the Gambia. A media release from the IEC states that the nomination of candidates will take place at the IEC regional offices across the country from Thursday the 8th to Saturday the 10th of March 2012 between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. The dispatch reveals that prospective candidates will file in their nomination papers in the following order. Thursday the 8th of March 2012, APRC, GPDP from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Friday the 9th of March 2012, NRP, PDOIS, and NAD from the 8th to from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Saturday the 10th of March 2012, UDP, GMC, and independent candidates 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Well, time now to take our first break. We'll be right back.
Everyone dreams of securing a bright future for their family, a comfortable home to live in, and a secured income. We want to see our children go to school, graduate. We want to let them be empowered and be able to provide them a financially stable future. Whether we are there to see it through or not, it is still our responsibility to make that dream come true. IIC offers a series of life assurance plans at competitive prices with the objective to provide security for you and your loved ones. We offer group life policy, Comfort 5 assurance, individual term assurance, secure loan plans, house purchase plans, and children's educational plans. IIC life assurance plans, a better life guaranteed.
IIC, International Insurance Company, the insurers you can trust.
Welcome back. The death toll in Congo's huge ammunition depot explosion continues to rise. President Denis Sassou Nguesso, accompanied by senior government officials, went to the scene of the tragedy in the city of Brazzaville, where the government instituted a curfew. Reports say at least 150 people died, with more than 1,000 others seriously injured. We have details in this report.
Congo issued a plea for international help Monday as soldiers began recovering bodies from an area devastated by huge explosions at a munitions depot. 150 people are dead and 1,000 injured. President Sassou Nguesso announced a curfew in the capital Brazzaville and set up an exclusion zone around the devastated eastern district of Mpila. Thousands of people thronged Mpila's streets for news of relatives and to pick over what remained of their homes. The government said an electrical short circuit likely caused a fire, which triggered a series of blasts so powerful that they devastated the surrounding area. Brazzaville's hospitals have been overwhelmed by the influx of victims, with hundreds of injured crowded into corridors. Neighboring DR Congo is sending 20 medical specialists, as well as equipment and medication, to Brazzaville. France and Morocco said they would send emergency medical aid, while the World Health Organization and Doctors Without Borders were also active. On Sunday, the Congolese president said military barracks will be located outside the capital in the future.
Well, recent clashes between Ugandans and Southern Sudanese along their common border have heightened fears of a potential outbreak of full-scale war. The tit-and-tat violence of either side of the border has both the people of Uganda and South Sudan worrying about their safety. Let's look at this CFI report for more on that.
Tension regularly breaks out between Ugandans and South Sudanese nationals here in Moyo, a Ugandan town near the border with South Sudan. But the dispute has escalated in recent